the guy with the girl everybody wants to know. Wishing you were there alone, wondering how I ever got.
Welcome back to America Trends on your Friday night, or Friday, whatever you prefer. I'm Renee Cohn, and I'm so happy to be hanging out with you. February, by the way, is Love Your Body Month. For some of us, maybe challenging to do, and we've got the perfect person in our studio tonight to help us tackle this topic. LMFT, licensed marriage and family therapist Candace Dale McKenzie, is joining us tonight in studio. And Candace, you have an incredible practice where you see clients one-on-one, and you also do groups. What do you think is the number one thing you hear about people and body image?
Negativity, incredible negativity. I think that people look at their bodies as their enemies instead of their supporters, which is so mind-boggling to me. That it's incredible that we need to reframe how we're looking at our bodies, that they are instruments, they are there to support us and help us walk through our lives. I think the human body is actually an amazing entity in the fact of how it heals and how it restores itself and all the things that we can do with it. And especially our relationships not with our bodies, but relationships with the scales, relationships with food, is incredibly important, and body image, yeah.
What's so interesting to me is that many, years ago, hundreds of years ago, the Renaissance era, it was very much that if you had wealth and you had money, then you had food and you ate. And you look in the art museums and there are these beautiful paintings of women and men, and they're full figured and they're voluptuous, and they were regarded as beautiful. When in our society did it change into becoming that we need to be stick thin?
Right. I think that's changing. I would say I love that example. I think social media had a big issue with that too as well. Obviously the modeling industry, but I'm really happy to say we have a long way to go, but I think I'm seeing a huge change, especially with health at every size. It's called HAES, H-A-E-S. It's really a big, huge movement, and especially in February, Love Your Body Month, because it's February. It's about love, but also loving your body too. It's really looking at that beauty comes in all shapes and sizes. And just because a person might be in a what society views as a larger body doesn't mean that they're not healthy, right? People make an assumption that just because a person might be, as they view in a larger body, that their BMI is too much, right? That they have high blood pressure, that they're unhealthy. That's not truly the case at all. So I think the whole movement now is reframing how we're thinking about body image and shape and size.
I love this picture here because it's showing,
Oh,
every shape and size, short, tall, thin, wide. And what do you think that universally, when people have some issues with their body, whether it's low self-esteem, body shame, discomfort with their body, what are some ways that you can help journey them out of that into loving their body?
Yeah, and we also want to go back and mention men too. I saw that beautiful picture of the ladies too, but I've got to get a shout out to the men and to males too as well, because body image is not just about females, it's certainly about males too, and how their relationship is with that. But really what I like to suggest is let's start with reframing how you're thinking about your body and your relationship with your body.
Tell me more about that. What does that mean?
Negative self-talk. How many of us go, we're looking in the mirror like, I just, you're so fat, or I don't like my stretch marks, or just the incredible negative statements that we say about ourselves are very profound. Not only just in how we're viewing ourselves, but in the energy that we're giving out to the universe too as well. It's incredibly important to reframe that, to also look at it a different way. Your relationship with the scales, right? Again, we're talking about relationships with food too as well. How do we find better ways to nourish our bodies? Instead of going on diets, right, and restrict and reframe, we're finding a different, more balanced approach to nourish our bodies.
I remember not too long ago, there's some beautiful picture of men. Thank you guys, our rock star America Trends crew. Thank you guys. Yeah, so women, of course, are not the only ones that have challenges with their body. I think that there is in our society something placed on men that they need to be broad-shouldered or macho or unrealistic expectations.
Dad body is, right? Isn't that the term? The dad body is really like trending now, and it's actually really cool because it's real, it's authentic, it's sexy. There's more to love.
Yeah.
There's more to hold on to, right? Like
Yes.
love handles, right? Like I sometimes it's just, I think that it's great to be healthy. I think it's great if you want to work out. I think it's great if you want to be balanced and take good care of yourself. But, if you have a normal, authentic, real body, I think that's incredible. And that's incredibly sexy. So that's what February Love Your Body Month is all about. It's embracing that.
So you were talking, I think you had such a great point. You were talking about inner criticism.
Yeah.
How do we release that?
Yeah.
What do we replace it with?
Judgment is a huge thing. We immediately go to judging, right? And it takes work. The things I'm suggesting doesn't happen overnight. This takes practice. But removing judgment. And when you're removing judgment have you ever actually sat and thought about how cool your body is? Have you ever thanked your body for all the good that it's done? Have you ever thought about the fact of wow, the way that my heart beats and the way that my legs were able to get me to point A, B, C, D, and all the things that I have to get done in my day.
I remember many years
Yeah.
ago, I sprained my ankle, and it, was a minor injury, but I was on crutches, and I couldn't do all the things that I loved. I couldn't do my fun power walks by the beach, and everything in my schedule really came to a halt. And I really resonate with what you're saying, because I had realized that I wasn't giving my body the gratitude for carrying me around. And I normally do have two healthy legs and ankles.
And it's important to, beyond just removing judgment, is setting those intentions. We talk about this all the time. It's so important to have that intention to set for the day that, hey, today I am enough. My body is enough. My body is brave. My body is beautiful. Whatever that sort of affirmation is for you, is setting that intention that today I'm going to find ways to love and appreciate my body more.
Do you think that there is a benefit in writing that down, or is it telling your best friend? What is a great way to do that?
I'm actually a visual processor. I love stick-it notes. I love stick-it notes on mirrors. So I will find that, and I encourage this to my clients, to write something that's an affirmation for yourself and put it on mirror, right? Or put it throughout your house, or it's in the car or in your office, whatever it is that reminds you of oh, thank you, mirror, for reminding me that I'm beautiful just as I am, that I'm enough, that my body is strong, that I don't need to compare myself to other people.
Comparing, that's something I think that can get us into trouble. Social media, there's some amazing benefits of it.
Yeah.
When people who are challenged with their body image get on social media, what do you recommend for them to keep a healthier mindset?
It's called Facebook and social media for a reason. People have those editing things that they use on cell phones. And that's to remind people, it's face value what you're seeing, right? And I think it's, I wish I could remember, there were a couple of wonderful moms who started this group where they would post a beautiful picture of themselves with a great story behind. You have no idea what was happening before, right? That led up to this and how I edited this picture. So just because you see something, the grass is always green on the other side, I guess is what I'm coming to. That's important to take things at face value. And instead of going all or nothing and comparing yourself that they have a better life than you, are you really sure about that?
Yeah.
Be very careful what you wish for.
I think that's something very, very good to keep in the back of our mind. Candace Dale McKenzie, licensed marriage and family therapist.
Yes.
We are so glad to have you on the show, and you're going to stick around for another segment. We're going to talk about setting healthy boundaries. If you need some help with that, we got the expert in-house. Don't go anywhere. Love your body, baby, and we'll be back right after this.
I'm invisible, but I'll stand right there and smile. You're right beside me.